Can you style one pair of skinny jeans to suit completely different style personalities? You'll often find skinny jeans on the list of outdated items, but what should you do if you're someone that likes wearing them or feel like they really suit your style? To find out, I decided to take a pair of skinny jeans I wasn't really wearing and challenge myself to style them in 20 different ways. And to help me with that, I decided to use Ellie Jean Royden style route system and asked you all to give me different style route combinations, and you guys delivered. I got so many different suggestions, and let me just say, some of those outfits came out completely unexpected for me, and I love them. So grab your favorite drink and let's get styling. For those of you that have seen my previous video, you know that I class skinny and slim fitting jeans as having mushroom as a style route because they're usually very neutral, and also being in the middle between the flower and fire style routes because they're feminine in the way that they're soft and figure hugging, but they're not specifically sensual or delicate. So my specific pair of jeans is this lighter pastel blue pair, and it's also a little bit cropped. And so I would definitely say it leans more towards the flower. So without further ado, let's dive into the first one, which was a really interesting request, and that was for flower, but also mountain. So this means that we want something that is a little bit more structured, but also has a delicate girly feeling. Now, this first request actually came from two different people who were asking about mountain and flower in combination with earth. And so I decided to take the jeans as a flower element and then add this earthy blue turtleneck, which is a mountain item as well. Now, to add a sense of structure, I decided to add this burgundy belt and a burgundy leather pair of boots. And I've never actually worn my skinny jeans inside those boots, but I think they look pretty good. Now, because we were lacking a little bit of the flower, I decided to add my fluffy cropped jacket. It is so soft, so cozy, and definitely has that flower girly element to it. And finally, because I wanted to bring a lot more of the earth boho feeling, I also added my orange suede bag and this pair of very interesting looking sunglasses. And so even though this was not an outfit I had previously put together, I really enjoyed it and I'm definitely wearing that out. In the second outfit, we're going in a completely different direction, and so instead of earth, we're going sun. So mountain, flower, and sun. And in here, I imagine something that is still relatively professional and polished, but with a creative feminine flair. And so I started by adding this striped jumper. You can see this is not your very traditional classic stripes. Because they're spaced out in a different way, I would say it makes it a slightly bit more interesting. Now, to add a sense of structure, I added the belt, and I also added this pair of patent leather boots that have an interesting heel and also a detail as well. So right now, as a base, we have quite a plain outfit. And so I decided to play up on the delicate, girly, and creative feeling with my accessories. And so I added the pink blazer, the structured bag, and then the pink beret as well. And so overall, I think that it combines quite well the more classic effect of the mountain with a lot more feminine but still creative effect of flower and sun. And the final outfit from the mountain flower category wanted to play with fire. And so fire is this much more sensual feminine route. So I decided to use a turtleneck, but it's not just a plain one, it's this lacy see-through one. Now, personally, I'm not extremely comfortable going with such an item, and so I decided, because it was flower and fire, to add a little bit of a scarf in there that someone can take on and off, depending on what they prefer. So I kept the boots the same and the belt the same, but I added my fluffy white jacket in order to keep it a little bit more flowered, rather than going all the way to the fire sensual side. I kept the bag because I think it's both feminine and structured, which is perfect for this outfit. And rather than the pink beret in the previous outfit, I added the black beret in here, which again keeps it feminine, but still a little bit more classic. And so if you can compare the two outfits side by side, you can really see the effect of sun versus fire and how that creates quite a different balance. The second category of outfits was very requested, and I'm not surprised because skinny jeans and plain jeans in general will have mushroom and flower in them. And so the first request came for mushroom and flower in combination with mountain. I have this 100% cashmere turtleneck, and I think it's perfect to create those mountain vibes, but in a lot more delicate way than if this was black. I decided to change the pair of boots to be a lot more plain and simple and neutral with those Chelsea boots made of suede. And I also changed the belt from the previous outfit to something that is still structured but a lot more delicate because we have both flower and mushroom in here. I added the black blazer, and I think this is an outfit that you can even wear outside if it's not extremely cold. But if you have a very cold winter, you can definitely add a black coat on top of it, adding the black bag and a black beret. So overall, I think this outfit is still very put together, very simple, with the only sort of flower element being in the jeans and in the turtleneck in terms of color. And if you're someone that wants to dive deeper into your style roots and how you can use them to create outfits, there are a couple of different ways that you can work with me and get my support. So the first way is actually using the 3-word detective. So I'll help you find your 3 style words, and that will often clarify your style roots as well. So you're basically getting kind of like a 2-in-1. And if you're someone that already knows your style roots, but you're not exactly sure how to put outfits together, or you want me to have a look and give you some advice, you can actually book 2 different things. Number 1 is a lookbook call, where we'll actually meet over Zoom and I'll help you put outfits together. And if you're someone that already have your digital wardrobe on index, then I can actually help you by putting outfits together based on your style roots as well. And it's only until Monday the 2nd of December that you can get those at the introductory prices. I'm taking bookings for December, January and February. Link will be in the description below. Now we're going into a very different direction, which is the second one, which was requested actually by 2 different people. And that is going mushroom and flower, but in an earthy direction. And so this is definitely where we're going a little bit more flowy, bohemian, slightly looser. Now, let me be very honest, I don't have earth in one of my style roots, and so I don't really have that many elements in terms of items that I own. But I have this blue chambray blouse, which to me feels more like sun because of the creative detail, but I think because of the color and the fabric, it can actually work as another item as well. So I decided to style this in 2 different ways. So the first one in here, we are taking a different cashmere jumper. You can see this one has a much more looser fit, and it also doesn't have the high neckline, so it makes it much more of a flower and earth combination. Now, I decided to use the chambray shirt to add it on top, and even though this is not how you would typically layer, I still think it works really well because it still creates that cohesion with the mushroom style root. I decided to add the white bag and the white boots, having a little bit of this mushroom and flower delicate feeling. And so even though this outfit is not something I'll have ever put together, I feel like this can be quite cool for someone that wants to lean a little bit more heavy on the earth side of things. Now, if you combine mushroom flower and earth, you can also create a preppy aesthetic. And so for me, this was very interesting to play with because I don't necessarily like the preppy style, but I decided to put the chambray shirt under the jumper, which is probably how most people would actually wear it, and it created an interesting looking outfit. Now, because the shirt is only peeking, I wouldn't say it's necessarily super visible, but I decided to add the cropped white jacket on top, and now we have the color sandwich between the jacket, the boots, and the bag. Again, very mushroom in terms of balance. And so again, I think this outfit has a lot less of the earthy vibes. I think we're leaning much heavier into flower and mushroom. But if you're someone that wants to add just a touch of that, maybe experimenting with that layering and letting maybe the fact that everything is a little bit softer and looser be the earth element is actually fine. The second outfit in the mushroom flower category was also requested by 2 different people. And so I said, actually, let me give you 2 different options depending on which style route you want to emphasize. In this first outfit, I decided to lean a lot heavier into flower. And so I took exactly the same loose pink jumper as in the previous outfit, and I found my pink pair of sneakers. I haven't worn those in ages because they're a little bit too big for me, but I think for the purpose of this outfit, they are a stone item, obviously sneakers, but they're also flower because they're delicate, they're slim fitting, and they're also pink. Now for this one, I decided to add the denim jacket, which straight away makes every outfit a lot more casual. And we only have mushroom in terms of the fact that all of the items are actually very simple. And also we have the color sandwich between the top and the sneakers and the jacket and the jeans. So overall, we're leaning a lot heavier into flower in here. Now, what happens if you're someone that doesn't really like pink, but you still want to incorporate mushroom and stone with flower in it? Now, in this outfit, I decided to take my pair of jeans and use them as sort of a flower element because they're a little bit cropped, and add this gray sweatshirt that I love wearing. It's very casual, very relaxed, and especially combined with the blue sneakers, which again, very plain, but very comfortable. It creates much more of a stone effect. Now for this outfit, in order to make it a little bit more flowery, we can add the crop white jacket, and that adds this delicate girly feeling to the outfit right away. So if you put those outfits side by side, you can see that they're similar, but also quite different in terms of what they use as building blocks. But overall, I think we're getting a lot of that stone coming through in just different combinations. The next one was something that I was very excited about because I love moon as a style route, especially in the colder times because there's a lot of black and you can play with textures and details. And so when this person requested mushroom, flower, and moon, I thought that this would be a great way to show you some of my clothes that maybe I haven't actually used that much in my videos. So the first thing that I added in here is this gorgeous jumper. It's from the Couples. I love it. I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just the ribs and the lacy details. It's just so unusual, especially for a winter jumper. And I just really, really enjoy it. And so pairing that with the jeans straight away adds a lot of moon into the outfit. Now, I wanted to amplify that, so I added my chunky black boots and my chain bag. And to bring a little bit more of the flower element, I still added the cropped white jacket. Now, the mushroom in here is in the fact that, again, most of the items are relatively clean, simple, classic colors. The outfit feels quite balanced. Nothing really stands out in terms of color. And so I think that it is quite a moon and flower outfit with a little bit of mushroom in terms of how it comes together. Now, so far, what we've done is we've incorporated either mushroom and flower or mountain and flower. And so we've used two different style needs. The need to feel put together, classic in some way, and the need to feel feminine. Now, in this next group of outfits, we're going to explore what happens if we go only on one side. And so this next group of outfits were mountain and mushroom, and we're going to play with different style root combinations. So this first one was requested because this person actually said they struggle with jeans so much, and so it was mountain and mushroom in combination with moon. So I wanted to show you how this is slightly different from the previous one, which had flower in this sort of more delicate, girly essence. So in this one, to add a lot of the mountain style root, I changed the jumper to this black turtleneck. So straight away, higher neckline, plainer item, plays a lot more into mountain. I added the chunkier black belt, so this one is definitely mountain and moon. I kept the shoes and the bag exactly the same, but rather than the fluffy cropped jacket, I added this long white coat. So again, creates more of a mountain feeling. It's still classic, but it's longer and more intimidating as an overall effect. And so if you put the items side by side, you can see how the one with mountain feels a lot more structured, professional, intimidating, classic, versus the other one feels a bit more girly, more delicate in some ways. And so you can see how just changing one style route is going to create completely different outfits. Now, this next one was very interesting because it was going mushroom mountain, which is this classic put together spectrum, and then going into stone. So this subscriber actually shared that they normally use mountain for trousers. And so when it comes to jeans, they didn't really know what tops to use to create the same mushroom mountain stone effect. So in here, I think that the jeans can be very, very neutral. They have a bit of mushroom, but in general, they're the blank canvas. And so to add mountain, I love adding the same black plain turtleneck. So the high neckline and the fact that it's very classic, very simple, it just creates this mountain effect very, very easily. And you can find this kind of turtleneck in pretty much any shop. So in here, I decided, because we're not going full mountain, to add a little bit more of a delicate belt. And to start adding stone, I added my blue sneakers. And I also added a gold necklace just to add a little bit more of a visual interest. So now in here, we can decide to go a bit more stone by adding the blue denim jacket and the backpack. It's very, very sporty and casual. Or we can go more the professional route. And so we can add the same white coat and black bag like in the previous outfit. And you can see straight away how we can lean more into mountain or stone and create different outfits based on what we want to emphasize. The next type of outfits that we're going to explore, I'm really excited about because we're going into flower and fire. So that is the feminine style need spectrum. And so in here, the outfits are going to look very different because we're removing the mountain mushroom classic and we're adding different style routes. So the first one in here is a combination that I was very excited to play with, and that is the flower, fire, and then sun. Sun is this bright and creative one, and so I decided to create actually three very similar outfits starting with the same base. So in the middle of flower, fire is the sort of feminine outfit, and so I decided to add this lacy red turtleneck. It's quite fitted, but because it has quite a high collar, it is not extremely sensual, it's not very open. And then I also added the red loafers, which again, they're quite flat, so I wouldn't say they're leaning super sensual, but because of the color, they're still feminine. So starting with that base, I decided to lean sun first with my accessories. So in this first outfit, I decided to take this bright and colorful silk scarf, added my blue leather coat, and this interesting shaped bag. And overall, I really, really like how this came out. It was really fun, really interesting, and again, definitely not a combination that I'll have put together otherwise. I really enjoyed it. Now, if I wanted to lean less on sun and a little bit more in the feminine vibe, I actually can do that just by changing the scarf and the bag. And so I replaced the blue structure bag with this slightly more relaxed bright pink one. And I also added a different scarf that has navy and pink. And so straight away, it looks a little bit more delicate, more feminine. And finally, layering is one of the techniques that Sun can use to create more interesting effects. And so on top of my red turtleneck, I decided to add this gorgeous red jumper. And I also added my new favorite necklace. It is this vintage Fabergé egg inspired necklace. I love it. It's so cool. And because it's also blue, it kind of goes with the outfit as well. So I added the same coat and the same blue bag, and I just really, really like this outfit. It still feels very polished and put together, but in a much more feminine and creative way. And now let's create something that has flower and fire, but completely the opposite side, which is basically moon. And so once again, I decided to see how can I create this effect in different ways. So firstly, starting with exactly the same base as the previous outfit, I decided to add moon in my outerwear and accessories. So I added the chunky black boots, the chain black bag, and also my suede jacket. And just to keep it a little bit more feminine, I added the red beret in there. And I think this came out really cool. It's still feminine, but you can definitely feel that sense of darkness, toughness in this outfit. Now for the second outfit, I decided to go in a different direction. And so I took the same lacy top that I used in one of my previous outfits that had fire, and I added it there. I kept the boots and the bag the same, but I decided to take this pink jacket because I think it is definitely feminine. It's quite soft, it's not super structured, and so it still creates that feminine effect. And so you can see that this outfit, I would say, is a little bit more womanly than the previous one. It maybe leans a little bit more girly because of how the items are in terms of length, how they're paired together. And overall, I'm really happy how both of those turned out. So if you're the person requesting that, let me know what you thought. Now for these next ones, these were ones that combined very different style routes, and I would say I found this quite challenging, but that is why they were also fun, because you'll see I created some outfits that I would have never come up with otherwise. So the first one was very interesting. It was basically earth and stone and then flower. And so I started thinking, okay, so we need something that's still quite delicate, quite girly, quite airy, but it needs to be relaxed. How can we do that? So in the first one, I decided to take it quite literal and just basically create something with a little bit of each style route. So I added my gray sweatshirt, I added my orange boho bag, and then to add flower, I added my plain white boots and then the fluffy jacket. I don't think this is anything groundbreaking, but it's using items that you've already seen that have each of the style roots in them. Now for the second one, I decided to say, okay, actually, the jeans already have flower. How about we lean much more into earth and stone and create much more of a dynamic, trendy looking outfit? So I took this plaid shirt that I very, very rarely wear because you can see it's quite relaxed and definitely less classic. And I had to really resist the urge to basically tuck it in because this is how I style clothes. But this time I decided to leave it open, which is very unusual. It was a bit uncomfortable, but I started loosening it up. I loosened up the top bottoms, I loosened the cuffs, and straight away it was like, okay, this is getting somewhere, right? Now, the next thing I decided to do is something I've seen a lot of bloggers do, a lot of influencers, and that is adding a jumper or sweatshirt on top of your shirt and just letting it hang there. And I was surprised by how much I actually enjoyed this. Now, in here, I decided to still keep the white boots just to add a little bit more of that flower. And then I added a relaxed but still light and airy bag. And overall, even though this is not an outfit I've put together in a million years, I really like it. And I'm definitely going to experiment with that. Maybe just adding sneakers because I don't necessarily need flower in this one. So the next outfit made me really excited because I saw it. I was like, this is dark academia vibes. Let's do it. So the base in here, we're going to keep the same. It's basically a black turtleneck, the jeans, the boots, and then the gray blazer, which adds a lot more mountain into the look. And so overall, it's still straight away creating that dark academia vibe. And because we have moon and earth, which are quite different, I decided to take each of those roots and use it for either the belt or the back. So in this first combination, we have the bohemian brown belt, and then we have the chain black bag. So we have moon and earth in that way. And then in the second option, I decided to use the chunky black belt, which is moon, and then add my orange boho bag. So it's pretty much the same look, but just by changing the accessories, you can create slightly different variations and feel like you're wearing something different depending on where you're going. The next one, I would say I had a lot of fun with, and that was sun, earth, and mountain. Because how do you create something that is still structured and polished, but also relaxed and creative? That was a question, and those outfits turned out a lot more complex than any of the ones that had mushroom. So in this first outfit, I decided to take the same chambray shirt I've already used and layer it under this crop textured orange jumper. I really like the jumper, and I think this turned out quite well. Very unexpected, but it has the earthy colors and it has the layering, which is again sun and earth as a tool. Now, because I wanted to add a lot more structure and polish, I added my black boots and the black coat. And finally, I'm really excited because I've not showed you this bag before, but it is my Sandro tote because this one is mountain in terms of shape. It's very structured, right? It's quite sturdy, but at the same time, because of the pattern, it's very creative. And so it definitely has mountain and sun in it. And so it adds a lot of that structure and creativity to any outfit. And because I love sun, I have quite a lot of sun items. I decided to see, can I create a different outfit with this one? So in here, I took my black and white McQueen cardigan, a random side tip in here. But if you have both kind of mountain mushroom as style roots, but also sun, just pick black and white and crazy patterned items like my bag and my cardigan. They will create that effect without being super bright and in your face. So anyway, I paired the cardigan with the same boots and I decided to add now in here my blue coat and orange bag. And so the coat is definitely sun, but it's also structured and a little bit vintagey, so kind of combines all three style roots. And then the combination of orange and blue is definitely creative, is definitely bright. So this outfit has a lot more sun in it compared to the previous one, which was a bit more structured and polished. Okay, this next one, again, something that definitely challenged me creatively was sun, earth, and flower. So I decided to go in different directions just to show you how different those outfits can look based on what you put together. So in this first one, I decided to add my bright blue fitted jumper and then add on top of it the white crop jacket, which again is very flower. And I also added the pearly belt, which again, very flower. Now this overall outfit has a lot more flower in it. Now I decided to add the orange bag and that started to create a bit of a sun effect because blue and orange, especially these bright versions, quite a sun interesting way to put things together. And I also decided to add this crazy white sunglasses, which again, definitely a little bit in your face, a little bit unexpected. So created a bit more of a sun effect to an otherwise quite a delicate outfit. Now, if we decide to go completely different direction, let's create a very flowery base and then play on the earth and sun with the accessories. So I added the relaxed pink cashmere jumper, again, sun and flower for this one. And I decided to add this chunky floral necklace. So it is flower because it's quite plain and quite delicate, but it's also sun because of the size of it. Kept the white boots, and then I decided to add this gorgeous jacket. If you've seen my color analysis video, I've talked about it before, but there's something about it that I just love. And I think it's because it's a combination of sun in terms of the colors and the fringe and everything, but it's also quite earthy tones, and I just really, really like it. So it straight away sort of grounded the outfit, made it more casual, more relaxed. And I added also my loose white bag just to play a little bit on the flower with the boots and the necklace. So again, I think this outfit is quite contrasting, which is also amplifying the sun effect. So let me know what you think below. I know this one is not going to be everyone's taste, but I just really liked it. And finally, an outfit that I was also very excited because I think this is super easy to create. It was basically stone, but with fire and mushroom. And so again, we're playing on three completely different style needs. So let me show you how I executed it in two different ways. Now, in this first one, we're going a lot more with stone. So we're adding the blue sneakers and we're adding a sweatshirt. But rather than any plain sweatshirt, I just added a red one. So we're adding a bit more of that fire element in there as well. Now, to top this off, I added my red wool coat, very, very fire, it's very soft. And then my black bag, which again is quite mushroom, it's very plain, it's not very structured, it's nothing like crazy, it's just a mushroom item. And so this outfit still looks very clean, very put together, balanced. We have a bit of sportiness, a bit of more elegant, and that's it. It's so easy to recreate. And to show you that you can go in a slightly different direction, maybe you don't have a red sweatshirt, but you probably have a white jumper. So I decided to add this white jumper underneath the coat and then add a red crossbody bag because I think crossbody bags are definitely more relaxed than any sort of tote or shoulder bags. And I just really enjoyed how this outfit comes across as very casual, but it's still feminine and it's still quite balanced and put together and classic in some ways. And so again, I really enjoyed putting those ones together. So let me know what was your favorite outfit and what video should I do next. I'll see you in the next one.